Our guys played well today. We deserve to win. We practiced that way all last week. Special teams had a big say in it. Defense did, taking the football away. But when you can run the football like that, and then when you can throw it the way Brandon and our receivers caught it today, normally you know what the score will say at the end. So big win for us to get 2 in a row, which of course sets up an even bigger game this week. But guys played hard. Take your questions.
Jeremy, we'll go ahead and lead off. Go ahead.
Lovie, congrats on the win. What's the biggest key to a team not getting 2 down when it's 0-3 and turning it around and getting the vibes you guys felt this week?
Well, I think if you looked at a little bit closer to that 0-3 record, we're out of quarterback, without our quarterback a couple of the games. We just didn't play well against Wisconsin, but we on the inside, of course, knew once we got guys back, we continued to work hard, we would eventually have a true indicator of what we felt like we could be with this football team. So just keep pushing as much as anything.
And the decision with Brandon, was that an easy decision for you guys? And what did you see, from him today that he brought to the offense?
Well, I mean, you saw how he played today. For Nebraska, at first off, to figure out exactly which guy we were going to play. I mean, that's a little bit – they're 2 totally different players. But Isaiah, of course, was ready, and we wanted to get him involved a little bit as we did. But, Brandon's been our starter, and, of course, he went down, no call, it wasn't his fault, anything like that. But Brandon can throw. I thought he did a good job leading our offense. A lot of football left to go. We'll need everybody.
Thanks, Lovie.
Okay, Gavin, you're up, and Bob Rosenthal on deck.
Hey, Lovie, good to see you. Brandon came in and came back pretty seamlessly today. What did he do right, in terms of making those reads and just overall?
What did he do right? I mean, he ran our offense. Offensive staff, of course, led by Coach Smith. Rod Smith did a great job. Good game plan going in. But then it's about execution. The players, last year we had Nebraska down by 14 in the second half and couldn't hold on to it. So this was a game the guys have been waiting a long time for. And offensively, though, you got to score points. It's as simple as that. And when you have a line blocking the way our guys did, you can score some points.
You had 2 rushers over 100 yards today, which I think is the second or third time this season. But how important is it for these guys, Epstein and Brown, to be consistently getting through holes the way they are and picking up big yardage?
Well, they're both excellent running backs, and we're a running football team. We make the statement we get off the bus running the ball. In order for that to happen, though, the offensive line and everybody that blocks, receivers and, of course, tight ends too, they take pride in that. And we can get your running game going like that. It's tough on the defense.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome.
Okay, Robert Rosenthal, you're up. And Marley, if you have questions, you'll be on deck. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, Coach, you talked a lot the last 2 seasons about 2020 and how you have the seniors and it would be the team you were building toward. Do you think this performance shows the result of that? Is this what you were talking about when you were saying those things?
Yes, I'm saying the same thing. We've been building this football team for a while. We understand how we started our football season, but a lot of these guys have played a lot of football. They're good football players, and it's good to see it show up on the football field. It's one thing everybody talks about. They're going to have a good year before it starts, but just know this is our most talented football team that we've had, and I know our seniors do an excellent job of leading, and it showed today.
And did you see this kind of breakout performance coming in practice this week? Did you have any feelings of this is coming? Or?
We had a good week of practice. You never know how the game is going to turn out. We practiced well. The guys were excited about playing. I thought we started fast. They were ready to go from the start. Lucky we were able to beat a good Nebraska team that beat Penn State last week.
Thanks.
Well,
Marley, do you have a question ready?
Yeah, I'll go. Coach, how did Jake Hansen set the tone for you guys defensively just early there in the game, and how did he lead the team throughout this whole game here?
Well, to start off with, Jake's a two-time captain. He's a great football player. No one can take the ball away the way he does consistently. And when you're on the road, you want to get off to a fast start. And of course, that takeaway early on got momentum for us right away. But Jake's an excellent pass defender, zone our man. He can rush, and he's the glue that keeps the defense together.
And you guys just seemed really confident out there. I know you keep going back to you guys having a great week in practice, but was there anything in the game that maybe gave you guys that edge and that composure?
No, we played Nebraska well last year and thought we had opportunities to win. So we thought we matched up fairly well. And when you practice that way and it's a good game plan, we felt like we had a good game plan coming in. Why not? We were as healthy as we've been. And that has a lot to do with it. When you have your group together, you can do some things. So that's how it played out today.
Thank you, Lovie.
Okay, Doug Bouchon, you're up, and then we'll go with Gabby after that. Go ahead, Doug.
Hi, Coach. You talk a little bit about the defense, especially the secondary and the back seven, some interceptions today. Their quarterback, McCaffrey, seemed like he had a lot of trouble finding targets out there. Did you feel that the pass coverage was a lot better today?
I felt it was a lot better. McCaffrey is a good football player, especially with what he can do with his feet. So you have to have coverages designed for him running the football. So it kind of puts you in a bind a little bit coverage-wise, but thought the guys did a good job with that. Just having everybody back also on the back end of allowing Sidney Brown and Tony Adams to start at safety along with Witherspoon and of course, Nate Hobbs. And we had Milo Eifler's out, but of course, the rest of the linebackers, especially Kalen Tolson, played well too. So, but a lot better job playing the pass today.
That's all I had. Thank you, Coach.
Well,
Okay, we'll go with Gabby. You're up.
Hi, Lovie. Tolson and Barnes have looked improved, have improved every week. What have you seen from them this year that has kind of led to that?
they're both talented athletes first, and they're young, and they're both smart. You know, they take coaching, so they're going to get better and better each week. They're young players. Again, young players with talent, get better and better. And it's good to see it on the field. That's how it's supposed to happen, but it's good to see it on the football field. We'll go back to Jake Hansen, of course. Coach Miles does a great job with him, and having a guy like as a standard in that room. So we can expect them to play well. And they made plays today.
Yeah, and this was one of the first games a lot of different guys got involved in the passing game. What did it mean to have just that steady passing attack today along with the dominant run game?
Well, that's just it. If you have a dominant running game, it's just you have to gang up on the run. And that puts us in, one-on-one situations outside. Thought Bay and the rest of the receivers, did a good job of catching Brandon's balls. And I was as impressed with our passing game today as just as much as I was with our running attack.
Yeah, and then even with Paltrow out today, the O-line might have played, its most dominant game of the season. What went into that specifically with Julian Pearl out there?
Well, that's what you get when you have an all-Illinois offensive line. You start off with that. But Julian Pearl played well last week also. Doug Kramer's back. We know what Kendrick Green, of course, can do. And Vertus Brown has played good football. But Darian Lowe, those guys have played so much ball together. We expect them to play well this week.
We're putting converted running back Blake Hayes on the breakout room. He's our punter. Blake's going to be in the breakout room. Got time for a few more questions here. I want to make sure Joey Wagner, Bob Osmussen. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Lovie, to have Brandon, your starter back, what did that do for the rest of your guys? Does he give a steadying presence? I guess it was just like having him back around and in that lineup.
Well, it's always good when you have your starter back. Brandon's an excellent football player. He can run. Of course, he can throw. We felt like we had some good matchups out there today, but our quarterback position is just so much stronger based on what Isaiah did last week. But for a team, when you have your starting quarterback back, that's big. we were in a position where we were trying to win football games with our 14 quarterback. That's hard duty. So it gave the guys a boost today.
Then you mentioned a different vibe at practice. Is there anything tangible, or I mean, can you kind of describe what that feeling was like that kind of led you to say that, so we would maybe understand?
It's not led to feel that way. No, it's just based on how we practice. We practice well. I mean, but that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, 5th game of the year, you're supposed to get better and better. Of course, the challenge is to practice even better this coming week. Of course, we don't have to get motivated for who's coming into town, but when you have an older group, they kind of know what's at stake and they know what it takes to play well on Saturday.
Thank you, Lovie.
Thank you.
We're going to go Bob and then Colin, and then we'll move on to players. So go ahead, Bob Osmussen, go ahead.
Coach, it's year 5 for you. Is this the best performance you've seen with your team here?
It's a pretty good point, Bob. I would say so. All 3 phases, going on the road, tough play, all that. It would have to be right up there for sure of all, of a total team win. Absolutely.
And you ended a 6-year streak, but you ended a 13-year streak next week against Ohio State. You guys talk about that at all or not?
Well, we talked a little bit about it. We thought it was pretty funny. It was, if we won, then the last time since Greg Grange played, that gets your attention a little bit. But as much as anything, we know Ohio State's a great team, and they've beaten us a lot of times. And we're just excited about winning 2 in a row with a great opportunity and ahead of us to try to get a 3rd.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, Colin, this will be the final questions for Coach. Go ahead, Colin.
Thanks, Kent. Lovie, I know Brandon's a veteran quarterback, but he could have been rusty coming off 3 games being held out. I mean, how did you feel about the way he just immediately responded and seemed like he hadn't even missed a beat? I mean, did you expect it to go quite that well for him?
Well, we were hoping it would go that well. I mean, that's why we started. And if we had reservation, after what Isaiah did last week, we would have done that. We would have went a different direction. But Brandon practiced well last week. He jumped right in. He was able to start practicing at the end of the week last week. And he's pretty, cool and calm. I just know I'm just glad he played that way. And, we'll need our quarterback position team to play that way.
Thanks, Lovie.
Thank y'all.
Brandon. Yeah.